Don't be perfect. Be amazing. This is wisdom from a 23-year-old who learned that imperfection is what actually allowed her to achieve her dreams. Have you ever tried something new? You were not good at it from the get-go, so you immediately gave up? How many lost projects or hobbies have been tossed to the side? We're often told that unless we have an innate talent for something, that unless we're good at it right from the get-go, that it's not worth trying. But I find that that kind of perfectionism holds us back more than it enables us. So a little bit about me. My artist name is Derivakat. I write songs for people that love stories. I've been doing this job full-time for about 3 years now, and my audience is just over 600,000 listeners right now. Thank you. So a bit of a backstory. When I was a kid, I loved public performance. I did musical theater, piano singing lessons. I loved doing choir in high school, and I graduated from Berklee College of Music in Boston, studying music production and engineering in 2021. So the problem was, as I grew up and I decided that I seriously wanted to pursue music as a profession, it was no longer just a hobby for me. It was something I was judged for, graded on, and being raised in a household where success and achievement defined your life, I felt like I always needed to be perfect. So I'd stress over holding myself to impossible standards. I'd beat myself up over mistakes, failed tests, poor performances, and I ended up developing severe performance anxiety. When you place an expectation of perfection, anything that doesn't meet the mark is automatically failure. So I felt like if I couldn't do it perfectly, I shouldn't try at all. And it was a wildly unhealthy standard that I placed on myself. So how did I end up in songwriting? Well, since I was a kid, I had this dream of becoming a famous singer. But every time I wrote a song, it didn't sound like what I heard on the radio. It wasn't polished, it wasn't perfect, so I felt like anything I wrote was never good enough. If it wasn't perfect, there was no value. So I believed for most of my life that I sucked at writing songs and that nobody would ever want to listen to what I made. But I kept holding on to this dream. There was a part of me that didn't want to give up on it, and I kept writing songs, and I found in 2020 there were actually some songs that I really liked. And I thought, hey, maybe these aren't actually all that bad. Maybe I'll try writing another one. And at first, I was just doing it for me, just to try it out, just to allow myself those baby steps into a world I had never thought I belonged to. There was a key change in mindset. I would tell myself over and over again while writing that it didn't matter if it didn't sound like what was on the radio. As an artist, I share my view of the world through my selected medium. No one can create exactly like me because no one else has lived my exact experiences. Therefore, everything I create inherently has value, whether or not it meets an objective goal. Songwriting is my form of expression, the way that I see the world, the stories that only I can tell. My craft isn't perfect, but my perspective still gives it value. But imagine if I had never allowed myself to create something awful so that I could learn from it and create something better. If I had never given myself the grace or the patience to fail. If I had always strived for perfection instead of being honest and sharing from my soul. Maybe my life would be wildly different if I chose to be perfect. But instead, I choose to be amazing. I allow myself to be imperfect because imperfection is a vital aspect of my craft. Failure is necessary to know what success is. The people in my life know that I fail all the time. I struggle, I stress, I fall down, but I get back up again because it's my resilience that got me to where I am. I have worked hard to learn to improve, but to also learn to be kind to myself. I love my job. I love telling my stories. I love sharing songs from my heart. I love waking up every day being amazing. So let me ask you this. Next time you feel like you're not good enough at something or like you want to give up from the get-go, what would you choose? Would you rather be perfect or amazing? Because I know what I'd choose. Thank you.